Hi guys, Todd here. And first things before we get going, this is a live. I apologise if you get hammered in the chat by somebody's been hammered already by Streamlabs, the bot. I've dialed it all back as far as I can. So if you get caught out in chat, I'm really sorry. I apologise for that. But yes, and thank you to everybody that is here, that's come along to watch it live. An absolute pleasure. If you're catching this on the replay, then if you can't see the live chat straight away, it takes a little while for YouTube to actually catch up and publish it. Now, other things to mention before we get going. Now, obviously, you've seen from the title what this video is for. This is a quick look. And when I say quick look, that is because I've reviewed the .v2, I've done a video for it, and at its core, this is the .AIO v2 by dotMOD. So there's things that I'm not going to go into, I'm not going to cover because it would just be repetition. This was sent on to me free of charge by Joe and dotMOD, and I could have just thrown it into a vlog and just gone, here you go, have a look. But sometimes that just feels like a bit of a cop-out. So I thought I would just do this quick live video and just show it off. I am by no means a dot expert. I'm not. I mean, I have a dot v2 that I had 3 OG dots. Gone with the v2, stuck with that for a while now. And this is obviously a v2 here as well. If there's anything that I share, give you or whatnot, and you know different, then as always, don't be afraid, just shout out in the chat and yeah, let people know what you think is the truth. Because I get things wrong all the time. But as far as chat goes, I apologise if I don't catch it all. But once we've finished showing it off, I'll catch up with any questions and whatnot. So a little cup of coffee here, a cup of milky pish, as we like to say here in Scotland, and I'll have a quick puff on my la-di-da Pulse AIO v2. That's better. Right, I feel human and raring to go. Okay, right, on the screen just now, I've this is from a website. I think this mod will cost you in the UK, at least as far as I know, about 120–130 pounds, thereabouts. If you don't know who Sturdy Manufacturing Co is, Joe has been in the dot scene for a long time. He's la-di-da man. If you know, in billet box land, if you want to accessorize your billet boxes, there's lots of posh people that you can go to and buy lots of fancy gear. Well, Joe has always seemed to have been the man for the dots. So this is a collaboration between the two of them, dotMOD or dotMOD and Sturdy. So that's what's going on here. This is how can you put it? If you're wanting this, if you're just using a bog standard dotMOD, and there's nothing wrong with that, and you're wanting a step into the customizing, accessorizing and all that and whatnot, then this is possibly a gateway thing for you. I warn you now that once you go down that rabbit hole, it's bloody dangerous. It really is. So and once again, any questions I'll answer at the end. This is what you're going to get, essentially. As I said, it's the V2 Iceberg edition, but it is just the same board. It's the exact same board. 75 watts is the same as we had before. The main difference here is that it comes with the .v3 tank, which is different, and an improved 0.3 ohm coil, which I shall talk about because that's what I've been using. You can see everything that's included with it there. 0.3 0.0 ohm coil comes with it. You do not get an RBA or anything like that. and yeah, there we go. That's it. So hopefully everybody's read everything that they need to know there, and shall we just, for my regulars that like to take the piss about colour balance and grading and tones and all that good stuff, I just trying to get this to focus to actually show you the engravings on the panels here has been an absolute nightmare. So if it doesn't show up that great, then I humbly apologise, but this is as good as I could get it, and it's still just, yeah, it's just not the best, but this is brilliant white. I mean, this is white. So yeah, there we go. But you're going to get a la box. Obviously this is sturdy manufacturing, and I'm just going to move my microphone here, excuse me a second. And this I was talking to Joe today, and he was telling me that this is old school. This is the OG dotMOD logo. I didn't know that, but anyway, that's apparently it. You're going to get a manual, and it's going to have some bump in it. Full disclosure, and this is full disclosure, I've not had this for any length of time. I haven't. This is not, I've been using the coil for 2 weeks and it's brilliant, or this, or I found no issues with the mod at all. I think I've had this since, was it Friday last week? But the reason that I'm just doing this video is because at its core it is just, it's a V2. So there's no reason in me just, well, you get the gist. You're going to get a 0.3 ohm coil inside. You're going to get a 0.7. You're going to get a USB-C cable. Boom, boom. And you're going to get the tank as well. Now, the things with the tanks, we'll get this out of the way at the start, is the fill plug. I am aware that that is different. This is far easier to get out, just like that. And you also have adjustable airflow in this. Now, I think, I'm guessing here, there is a little bit of rubber or silicone attached to this little knob here, and when you're pushing this backwards and forwards, it's pulling it round, so you can adjust airflow like that. Now, I would strongly suggest to you, when you get this, pull this across so you can see the rubber or whatever material it is. Put a couple drops of e-liquid on that and then move it backwards and forwards, because it just frees it up. When I got this was very, very stiff, and it got to the point where this little nubbin knob here, or piece of stainless steel, was actually, it was almost like it was getting pulled out. So that would be my advice to you when you do get one of these. Putting the coil in and all the rest of it is the same as before, so there's nothing to get excited about, or nothing for me to get excited about telling you. The device. Now I'm just going to check this and look on the screen. Yeah, that just looks, at least you can see that when I have just a standard filter on this so that it's brilliant white, you can actually see the logo. Can you see that on the board there? So you've got sturdy manufacturing on there. You've got, I just try to catch it in the light. You've got the engraving going on round here. This is right into the Delrin, and the sturdy logo here yet again. So yes, it is heavily engraved into there. Now, obviously this is Delrin. This is, you know, it's not G10. It's not, you know, I think they had the light, was that a polycarb body or whatnot. This is Delrin. Delrin is, for want of a better expression, it's plastic at the end of the day, but it's a very sturdy and hard wearing plastic as well. And yeah, this will take some kicking. If you want the bump, it's stronger and lighter. There's going to be somebody out there that wants to know this, and forgive me. This is because I know there's somebody somewhere that's going to ask this question, and And it's just one of these things that I just have to do. Right, so this is the weight without anything inside it. 78 grams. There we go. See, I told you that was the stuff you need to know. Right, you will notice that the button is different design. It's a square button. I'll also say that the other .AIO doors are not going to fit in this. Your other V2 doors will not fit in this, so please be aware of that. But the button you've got redesigned. It's got the logo here. It says dot underneath there. We have exposed buttons for putting your wattage up and down, which is also a new thing. Taking this door off of here. There you go. So you can see what's going on there. All pretty straightforward. You'll all have seen this before, I am sure. I'm just going to pop in a molly cell in there just now. Pop that door back on. Turning it over, you're going to find this exposed airflow. From memory, I'm guessing this is a new thing for the dots. I don't remember seeing it anywhere else. So rather than air just coming up from the bottom, you've now got air coming from the front. And obviously that's to tie in with the new tank, which please go in. Don't give me any grief today. There we are. Boom, in she goes. Now, the drip tip, obviously this is a sturdy drip tip. This is one of Joe's designs. I actually use, that's what I use in my V2 all the time. This is a new one, but once again, you guys can correct me. Take that out, you've got the usual setup going on, but 510 drip tip. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. You dot guys in the chat there, yeah, let me know. Was this a thing before where you could? I just don't remember it being a 510 drip tip. But yeah, there you go, 510 drip tip. So we've got the exposed wattage buttons, the new button, the drip tip, the logos, and that, if I'm being perfectly honest, is about it. I just saw in chat somebody there. Sorry, I want to give credit where it's due. It's Daniel. It's a pre-pimped .AIO, and that is pretty much it. That's pretty much it. They all had 510. See, I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember. I will say that, I mean, I'm using the 0.3. The 0.3. I've never been a huge fan of dot coils. Just be up there because I've never found them quite as good as a lot of the new mesh coils that are out, which is a shame. This 0.3 most definitely gave better flavour off the bat. And another thing I have to say is when I push the firing button, I don't know if you'll hear this, bring this microphone over here. It's instant. Also, you'll notice that obviously with the, you can see what's going on with the board. The other thing I never mentioned is that you can see the magnets a little bit through the doors there. I mean, that cloudy. One thing I haven't mentioned, which I should, because it would be bad of me if I didn't. I will say that with the airflow on this wee guy, I found that I kind of have to close it off just a ball hair, or a little bit, I should say. You have to close it off a little bit. It's not noisy through here. When I put the door on, with it fully open, I do get a little bit of a whistle. It helps if I put it on the right way. But if I close that airflow just off a tiny little bit, then there's no whistle. It's a weird one. It really is a weird one. But it's definitely the door that causes it. .AIO is just a billet with less juice capacity. Well, you're a half cup empty kind of guy, aren't you? I bet you're Mexican. So let's, if you have any questions on this, then now's the time to ask them and I'll answer them, or I'll point you in the direction of somebody that will know the correct information. Tanks are always so tight. Yeah, I mean, it's more often than not, it's a slap to get the tank out, he says, as he's just slapped his battery out. The L5 I imagine an 810 drip, junk coils. Yeah. A bit of a crackle there also. Yes, indeedly. The dot with a silo is a winner. Silo tank for dotMOD is my favourite because of when it comes to capacity. But RDL and DL, it's the Jozu RBA that I reviewed a little while ago. I absolutely adore that RBA in a dotMOD. It's just fantastic. Great flavour. Can you do mouth to lung with those coils and tank? 0.7, 0.3? I'd say no. I don't actually know with the 0.7. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know. There's no reason why you can't close that airflow right down. And if the 0.7 is, if the bore and the cotton is tight enough, then you would get a mouth to lung. But being honest, I've not tried it. For me, with dotMODs, I always use rebuildables. So I humbly apologise for not giving you that information. Daniel, be careful, you're mad, don't catch you swear. Did I swear? I never swore, did I? Modders will sort the doors out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a collab. I mean, that's it. At the end of the day, it's a collab mod. So it's sturdy manufacturing. It's just, as we said, it's a collab, which just gives you a little taste of the posh life in a new mod. I think that it being in the Delrin is for me is the big thing. V2 Pulse AIO. It's nothing to do with this video, but I will say that I think it's the best £54 I've spent on a piece of vape gear ever in 12 years. There you go. Restore, just the RTA you posted. I don't know what you're saying there, Ryan. Sorry. Don't know what that. Can you do a size comparison with other exclusive mod that nobody has? Oh, you know I can. The 0.7 is still too open. Thank you for sharing that. David, you always swear. No, I swear in Patreon. I don't swear on normal videos. I don't. Honest mum, I've never sworn in a live video. The .AIO is tiny. Yes. First mod I've been happy with, completely out of the box. It's a reasonable price. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what are you paying for a standard .V2? £80? Well, you're going to be paying, let's just, I can't mind it, let's just say you're paying £40–45 more in Delrin with a bit of posh branding on it, and yeah. Don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not pulling the wool over your eyes, you know as well as I do. It's not going to vape any different. Now, I asked you in Patreon, you bunch of, not to mention the colour thing, okay? Just let it go. We're not talking about it in public, okay? It's not like I grabbed a packet of crayons and tried to colour in the mod as soon as I got it. That never happened. Ryan, I still don't know what you're asking. I mean the prototype. What about the prototype? I don't know what you're asking me to do. Sorry, mate. Whole question. Entire question. Please. The only thing, is it fair to know? Is it fair to mention this is a con or a pro? I don't know. It's something, and you dog guys can tell me this again. I've got so used to using this dotMOD with these panels that I got that are flush, and I've got used to having a dotMOD with flush doors, which I really like. Whereas this is kind of like almost billet mod-esque, if you like. You know, in the billet mod, the doors stick out. It's the only thing. It's not sharp. I mean, they are rounded off, but, and I understand why they're like that with the buttons and so on and so forth, but I would have loved it if that had been flush. Anyway, I'm just, that's a bit unfair. It's a bit unfair. What's wrong with red? Nothing. There's nothing wrong with red. It's just for you, Paul. Just for you. So, if there are no questions, if nobody has anything else, hopefully I have covered everything you need to know, or everything. This was once again just a quick look. When I get this is processed, I'll put a link to the .v2 review that I did, so if you need to go and look at the board and so on and so forth, then you can go and do that. The V2 came with flush doors but easily dropped and cracked. Sturdy panels always protrude. Thank you once again. You're saving my, you are really saving my bacon here. You really are. Can you turn off the LED? Indeed you can. You can turn off the LED. You can also, if you push the button 4 times, the firing button 4 times, you can lock your up and down button on the wattage buttons here. Ryan, sorry to I'm all over. I mean, I saw the prototype of this. It looks good. Yes, yes. That came in today. That's the new Hussar RTA. Yeah, I can't remember the name. Can't remember the name. It's no Avant. Is it Avant? I'm sure it's Avant. Ah, I hate getting old. You got the beeper AIO. Mine works. Didn't need to hit it with a biscuit. Yes, I never had much luck with the beeper AIO. It was, yeah, less said about that the better. But right, thank you all for coming along and joining in. I'm sorry I'm not going into a full-blown vlog type thing. This was just purely for Avant. Yeah, it was Avant. Thank you. This was just purely for a quick look at the .v2 Iceberg edition by Sturdy and dotMOD. So, thank you as always, and until the next one.